Hello, welcome back. Felix here. Today on Stormclear and Bricklands, we're going to be going through some pretty significant Lego City changes, plans, um, plans for half term, and of some weather events that have gone in the UK recently. So we'll start off with the UK extreme weather. Um, there were amber rain warnings issued as I predicted, with around 15 to 12, 15 to 20, I can't actually remember, yellow weather warnings for rain and thunderstorms issued over the course of 3 or 4 days. Actually, 4 or 5 days. It was due to a few systems which came through, with Wednesday and Thursday being very severe. Um, that system did cause the deaths of, I believe, 5. I'm not too sure. Um, it was either by mudslides, crashes, drowning, flying debris, or falling debris. I believe that was the ones which caused some most severe injuries and fatalities. Don't quote me on that though, because I'm obviously reading it off the news, and the news like to say make the situation sound as bad as it possibly could be before they have the facts, and then generally it isn't as bad as what they've made it out. So we'll see if that arises, because they're like one dead after drowning, but it could be one dog, it could be one elephant, it could be one tree. You never know. Um, or it could be one human, but it's confirmed that the one in the mudslide was a child, which is not good. And the crashes, there's been quite a lot of fatal crashes due to the weather, apparently. I know we had 3 or 4 weather related ones down here, where 2 of them were fatal, I believe. So it should have been named. It definitely should have been named, and they should, in my opinion, have issued a red for rain, because 200 millimeters of rain in 13 to 15 hours is an insane amount of rainfall. You've got the flash flooding, you've got everything. The rivers are going to be absolutely jam packed and overfilling. You've got all of that water in cities, because Manchester was hit apparently quite heavily. An area which I personally said that, I mean, there's quite a few areas I went amber, potentially red. An area which should have been red was a slow moving, very, very heavy band, very wide band of torrential rain. It was going at about 40 millimeters an hour, maybe 45, 50 mil an hour, and it went for 2 hours. Now, that doesn't sound a lot, but when they've already had 18 millimeters of rain, and they had another 20 afterwards, that's 100 millimeters of rain in 2 hours. So that's more than that much rain, because my hand can't stretch any further. Actually, that's not true, it could. Yeah. It's about that much rain in 2 hours. Here, on the roof, but obviously, if a roof's like that, all that water is just going to come off. Then all of a sudden you've got water that high, but then it rises to about here because of all that stuff off the roof. Nowhere's flat in Yorkshire. It's all hills, so all of that runs down. So you've got all of that, filtration, surface runoff, groundwater, all of that eroding stuff. And the lack of trees in up in the dales, because of the strong winds and all that. There is a lot of trees, but in some areas, especially high up, there isn't a lot of trees, so there's no interception, and it all just flows into the rivers, or it just is like a waterfall going down. That causes some problems, and that definitely should have been readied, I personally believe. Some areas had over a month's worth of rainfall in 13 to 35 hours. There was quite a range there. That's quite significant. So, yeah. Anyway, onto the Lego now. So over here, I managed to get this very plate built, and I've merged the spiral with that plate. I've got the foundation for the museum down. I created this cool little park with some otters and all sorts of different animals, and the one-way road going down here. I also created this skate park and seating area, and then we've included the construction vehicles, the traffic, and pedestrians. And just in front of me, but behind the camera, there is a new structure which I am very excited to potentially build. It's going to use a lot of train track because I have far too much of it. I believe it's skyscraper height. I've got it maxed out height wise, but the width I need to add. I think it's about double the width I need to go. Maybe I need to add about an extra 60% to the width. It uses 14 columns of train track. Each piece of track is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Yeah, I had to think about that then. I did know it was 8. I don't know why I counted it. 8 pieces of train track tall. So you've got 8 times the 14. We are looking at around 104. Is that correct? 8 times 14, 8, 20, 8, 16, 24. Oh no, I'm definitely wrong. Definitely wrong. 112, I believe. If my math is right. I'm very tired. And here it is. I am so excited to get this built. I've been playing around with lots of different ideas, and this is definitely the way I'm going to go. So as you can see, this will be the wave. Obviously, you won't see the train track. It'll be hidden behind. It won't be green, but I'm still playing around with what colour I should use. These are just to hold it in place. But I will bridge each section with a glass panel, and we'll have a wavy front and then a wavy side as well. It's going to be an absolute masterpiece. I don't think I've seen it been done on Lego before. I know it's been done lengthways and different angles lengthways, but I don't believe it's been done this way. I'm sure it probably has. I personally haven't seen it online. So this is literally from my own brain. I was like, oh, that looked pretty cool. So I decided to make it. It does look pretty cool. So yeah, it's going to be a nice piece of engineering when it's done. I can't say. I can say it's not going to have an interior. I can definitely say that. Although technically we could potentially get an elevator shaft in there, and then each layer here we could do like a floor. But this is the maximum height it will go, so it is quite a short structure. I mean, if I was to stand on the tables, oh my days! Oh, it's the old stuff. I don't care. It comes mid stomach, so mid torso. So it's definitely over a meter, so it's definitely classed as a skyscraper. And this is the start of the change in design from your usual easy square bases or circular bases, and we're now transitioning. This is a rectangle, but it's going to be an interesting experience, to say the least. I think what I'll do is the sides are easy to do, so we're going to have a few grey lines going up with it, which is fine. But I've got to somehow cover each side, and that's where I'm stuck at the moment, because it's curved tracks. You cannot tile off the inside because the tiles don't line up. So I have to figure that bit out first, but I've already got the sides worked out, so it's the front and back. And that's kind of an important thing to sort out. So yeah, what I could do is extend a brick off here, and then build across, and then across, but then the track doesn't line up. So then we'd have to use jumper plates, and we'd have to build stuff. It's going to be an absolute headache to build. It will be under construction for probably around 7-8 months. That's my estimated timeline. We'll get the sides all finished probably by September, just because I got these 3 skyscrapers to finish off first. So this is just kind of like a prototype of what it's going to be. It will come to the end of this plate, so it'll probably need another 4 stacks of train track. My curved train track is actually now quite low, which was not the problem I had before, and I might not actually have enough track to be able to build it. However, I do need some more long straight track, so I'll just buy a few packs and I'll get enough curved track to suit the Lego City. I can guarantee that. And that will lead me on to my next point. The Lego City is coming along. You can see it. You can see the city spreading this way. The goal in the half term is to get the airport shuttle up and running in the Lego City, if it works. To get a passenger line designed but not implemented just yet, and to get everything mills plated, if I have the pieces, and modular buildings to be under construction. I also want to do another Lego order, because I'm doing a Lego order like every 2 weeks at the moment, and that is to be able to order pieces to finish off this tower. That's about 5 orders. And then with all those VIP points, I'll be able to get about £150, £200 order completely free using the VIP points I get. And then I should be able to order enough mills plate pieces and tower crane pieces to actually get some cranes and bits in the city. So I don't want to go too expensive on the cranes, because they aren't hopefully going to be up for too much longer. This one will be topped out, I'm hoping, a week today, and the floors will be in. So this one, externally and floor-wise, it should be done. There won't be an elevator just yet, but that again will come by the end of the year. And the interior will probably be next year, just so I can save that money to be able to get some more skyscrapers up in the air. Because what's this? You can actually see 4 now. The city's actually starting to come together. And I've already got this one nearly done. It'll be a white and grey building. We're going to have cladding of some description going up the side. White windows, obviously great, will be grey cladding. We're going to have grey beams going up the side. And we're going to have glass balconies. Inset balconies, that is, to keep the shape. Maybe some overhangs, but are highly unlikely, and probably is going to keep it in its footprint, which is that green spot there. So that should be under construction by the end of this year, potentially. It all depends on what I decide to do elsewhere. I've got the incredibly easy to build university. Still to confirm the actual colour, but it'll be a right angle. So easy to build. It's just your square base. You build up the back wall as high as the tower goes. The other ones you stagger with the window pieces and then fill it in with slopes and stuff. And then the front panel will have to come off in separate sections because it's going to be an immense weight. And I think that one will be around 1.2, 1.3 metres tall. Because I don't want everything to be like 2 metres tall, because that's not fun. It doesn't show almost like character with all the different heights. So yeah, we will get the hospital built as a priority, really. So that should be under construction once the design and colour is confirmed. Now, I'm going down the route, it's definitely cross-bracing, but I may go down the route of brick red masonry brick with that. With translucent clear 1x5 panels, and then I can make the floors 10 bricks tall rather than 12, and that will just be an honest masterpiece, that build. I have seen a similar style of build on another channel. It is not going to be the same. They don't have the internal cross bracing like I'm trying to design. That internal cross bracing means the walls will be around 3 bricks thick. We'll have the external layer, we'll have the one with the cross bracing, and then we'll have another one of just maybe like a glass balcony, because there will be hollow sections, but I need that kind of glass balcony to keep the X's in line. Another one which will have similar designs will be potentially the external cross bracing. still to be confirmed, but we've also got the spire. That one is a build which has Zs going up the side. It's like a zip. And then it's more of a black tower. It's quite a dark build with those highlighted white bits. And then towards the top, they all meet together around the structure, and it goes into a spire. And then we've got a wave effect, because as the tower starts here, it grows and grows and grows to the point, and then we've got lots of beams which come down as like a trellis. Is that the one? No, not trellis. You know, there's outdoor like styled covers which let like 90% of the light through, but you've got beams going across. That's the sort of design I'll go with grill elements. So that's with hinges. That's definitely gonna happen. Then we've got the 4-leaf clover, which is 4 semicircles that meet in the middle, and then we've got triangle balconies which link each front portion together. We've got the square to triangle tower. We've got the multi-level tower. We've got the still designing shopping centre. We've got the museum. Still deciding what sort of design to go with that. Do I go modern or do I go historic? It will have a lot of dinosaur skeletons in it, because I have a lot of dinosaur skeletons that just sit around doing nothing, and you know, want them used. I've also got another design, which will probably go on the base of that one, where we're going to have lots of these clear panels, and we're going to use lots of arches, and we're going to make like circles or semicircles or bits like that, like little peepholes. That's quite a nice design. We've also got... I need to use these palisade bricks somewhere. Just don't know where. I was potentially thinking about using them in here. So we wouldn't use those 1x6x5 panels. What we'd use is just a completely different type of brick. We'd use this palisade to be in the corner and between each window frame. That may go from the second story up, so including the second story up, and then we inset the ground floor. I don't know how that one's going to work, because it's going to have an elevator in it, and the dinosaurs are quite long. And I've got a T-Rex, Triceratops, Pterodactyl, another T-Rex, a whale of some description, another T-Rex, another Pterodactyl, and then lots of small stuff which will go around the outside of them all. So then you've got to fit in a cafe, reception, art gallery, viewing deck. So we're looking at about 10 floors, and these are tall floors because of the dinosaurs. Obviously, they have to be quite high floors. So you see, this building here is 6. So we're looking at the museum being about that tall, which is absolutely massive for a museum. But I've got a lot of skeletons and minerals and stuff to be able to fit in. And I don't want to not include them, because they'll just be sat on a shelf collecting dust or get broken. Which actually reminds me that the blue whales actually, I don't even know where that building. To be fair, the blue whale isn't actually real Legos, so I probably won't even include that one. We've got one of the pterodactyls, one of the T-Rexes. I don't know where they are. So I mean, to be fair, I know we've got a Triceratops, Pterodactyl, T-Rex, and lots of smaller stuff. And then you got the other stuff. We potentially could see 7 stories, because a lot of these smaller builds and like models are complete, like, you know, green and stuff like that. So like real looking dinosaurs, which they have completely destroyed. The blue whale isn't actually, to be fair, real Lego. So we might get away with the building being around this tall, which is still quite high. It will probably reach skyscraper level. If it doesn't, we're just going to add a what's it called? When somebody lives on the top of a skyscraper, I can't remember the proper name for it. That's annoying. But yeah, those are the plans. In the actual holidays, I am definitely looking forward. I'm looking to get a load of the train stuff sorted. The train network is definitely in need of some support because we haven't got any train network. We've only got some pillars in place. So I need to get that designed. The termination for the airport shuttle. I'm not sure how this is going to work because I've got this really uniquely designed building. It impedes a significant amount. So the airport shuttle will probably terminate down here rather than right back here, which isn't a problem. I've then just got to figure out what I'm going to do with all these pillars, where the raised passenger line is, because I was thinking about getting a ground built into the road style train layout in. The only problem with that is when earth am I going to take that? Because yes, I could take down this one-way road to tear all this out and lay a track in it, and bam on the track's grey rather than black, so it will be a contrast. It will make a turn there. It will definitely not make that turn. I can guarantee it won't. So something's going to have to happen along there. And then I've got the access hole, which I should be able to get a piece of wood up, cover it obviously in road and stuff, and put blocks underneath to keep it there, and also be able to lower it when I want to go access the area. So we could take the train line onto the pavement. It would have to go. It could go down here, yes, but then you've got all those different angles. You've got the park, and then down here you've got some other stuff going on, and then you come down the front of the modular buildings. It'll be crammed. It is not like the majority of cities where they've got a ring road basically going around the city, or around the city centre. I don't have that luxury because the city isn't big enough to be able to include a road like that. Otherwise, the number of buildings I can include, which are more important than road, is not going to be much. So the idea is just to have the road come really along there. Potentially a wooden bit will come up there, and then we'll just have the road come obviously through there. Yeah. So the passenger line will probably have to be raised. Unfortunately, it will have to find a route through the Lego City. It won't make this turn without knocking into this building. So the only way I could potentially see the train coming down here is if we have it come through this section, but it can't actually, so it'd have to come down, you'd have to come around here, make its turn, but the turn is far too wide. It takes about 3 base plates to do a turn. We'd have about 1.5. So the train is not going to be able to come down this portion of the Lego City, so the airport shuttle, I guess, will just service this section. And then we're going to have the train, so say it comes along here raised, goes around onto the opposite side, travels along, and then takes a turn just about there. Maybe I can't really go on the inside. It's going to have to make a turn and stay on this side, and just follow that route. It's going to be tiny. Yeah, it's going to be tiny. The only other thing I can think of is just sending it back there, and then making a turn at the back somehow, and then bringing it around the front here, wherever the actual front's going to be. Still to be confirmed the actual wood cuts that are going to be made. Like I said, still to be confirmed. I know for definite we're going to have to cut off a decent amount of running along here, because of the radiator and all the air circulation and all that, which means the units underneath will have to be shifted. So I can't really go building much until that wood is cut. So that's another project for the half term. Wash the curtains because they are disgusting. Cut the wood, clean that corner really. It's just not looking nice at all. I think it's just had a lot of scratches or dirt or something. Because it isn't looking the best, so it's a bit dirty and stuff, so I'll see if I can get it clean, but the curtains are the biggest cause for concern. They are disgusting. I don't know how they got so dirty, but they are just nasty. So I'm going to try and get that done in the holidays. And then if I get the curtains down, I can get the wood cut, and then I can do all this dust clean or whatever needs doing, and that'll be that sorted. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this tower, and that tower, and that tower. Oh, I've got a bit of a trend going on here, and that tower when I actually finish the design, as I may have come up with a different design potentially, unless when I include the floors, if that makes the tower look a bit better, I'll be happy with the design. If it needs something else, I will add grey accents going top and bottom of each floor, and that will give it a bit more texture and detail and all that. So that is the plan. It's quite a lengthy plan, quite a lot to do in the half term. I've also got revision and all that to do, work on all that. I'm just waiting for this Lego order to arrive. Yeah, but this is so wobbly. Oh, yeah, that's another good point. The buildings will probably have earthquake dampers on the top, to when the tables are knocked, stop them falling over. If they did possibly do have that, stop that potentially occurring. To stop any potential cats, not cat knocking stuff over, because that is a real cause for concern. And yeah. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.